Woo! What's up, guys? Man, it's been like a week since I streamed. Just been trying to take our stuff around the house and everything. And I'm actually suffering a little bit of withdrawals from like Soul Calibur 6. The last time I played was Monday. And then Tuesday I played King of Hearts 3. Then I gotta do like other stuff like in the house and just got like sidetracked. So here I am, back in this Twitch verse. So, I was just thinking of like ideas of like, what episodes can I do, for doing the stream. I know after a while you guys gonna be bored watching me play Soul Calibur and other games. So I've been trying to do vlogs on my YouTube for a while. It's always very inconsistent. The reason being is it's basically time, really. I mean, I can always record in front of the camcorder and stuff like that, but I'm such a perfectionist, and that it takes me a while to like freaking edit these videos, and then it takes me like hours upon hours just to put up like a freaking 5-minute video, and I'm just like, man, and on top of that too, I work 50-60 hours a week and do a bunch of other stuff, so that's why it's very inconsistent, putting vlogs up. But during the time of streaming, I started streaming heavily once like Soul Calibur 6 came out, and since then, I appreciate the support. I got finally like a Twitch affiliate, so I think that's really cool. But just to overcome the shyness and stuff like that. But now I'm like really comfortable with like streaming and stuff like that. So what I'm planning to do, like this new thing, the will finds the way. I can't think of a clever name, but try to think of something different. So I was just like, name's interesting. So it's kind of like sort of a blog, but I was going to talk about a bunch of random stuff. So it's going to be more than 5 minutes long. And then, I'm inspired by like, podcasts and stuff like that. And just like, listen to them. And I'm like, I want to do something similar, but in video form. So since I'm very comfortable in front of the camcorder, webcam, whatever, so I'm just this talk and just speak out what's in my mind. So it's just like I'm not going to edit these videos. It's going to be a straight shot. As soon as I'm done streaming or whatever, I'm going to put these videos up like almost probably like tomorrow. So it's just going to be 30 minutes. So it's a bunch of random talk, what I'm saying? So the question is like, the hell to talk about, but there's plenty of things to talk about. I could talk about fighting games, video games, MMA, card games, cosplay, things like that. So, and stuff like in my everyday life, like work. I want to talk about something about work, and I try to think of a nice subject, and I got one in my head. So, before I start, I just want to introduce you guys of what I'm trying to do, so the will finds the way. So hope you guys think it's like a nice name. If it's not, give me some suggestions. I'm more welcome to stay in the chat room or in the comments and on YouTube and stuff once I put these up. Man, so my plans for February, my monthly tournament that I go for Soul Calibur 6, looks like they cancel like all monthly tournaments for this month of February. Focus something big. So not gonna do much activities like in February, so I'm gonna be streaming a lot more. I'm gonna be like working my cosplay. I'm at the process of making Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3, and that I would like to finish that by March, but I don't know. That seems it's really easy to do. Now I think about it, I mean the weapon's really easy. I can already picture like what I want to do. You could use PVC, use Eva foam, paint. I just already visualize like what I'm gonna do with the Keyblade. The outfit, the shirt's easy, the pants is easy. The boots, like, I'm probably going to make it very similar to how I make my Trunks boots. But what else? The jacket's probably going to be the complicated one. Of course, wigs. I'm still novice making wigs, but there's so much tutorials because, Sora's like, Kingdom Hearts 3 in general is like, the hotness right now. So there's gonna be a bunch of tutorials. So that shouldn't be a problem. I got all the tools I need. I have to buy the wig. That's gonna be a pain. I really hope it's not back ordered, because typically when there's like a hot thing to cosplay, it's generally hard to get the wig of that character. So we'll see. I wish I would have thought about this a month ago, but I mean, it is what it is. But I think I really need to start buying the wig probably this weekend, or hell, should might as well buy it tomorrow, because it's gonna take about a couple weeks to get, and hopefully it's not back ordered, because if it's back ordered, then after week, probably a minimum of 4 weeks, so that's gonna suck. And I typically, buy the wigs at a Pacific like website, because it's like it's easy to work with. If you buy like cheap wig, the old saying goes, you get what you paid for. So it's like I've dealt with cheap wigs before. It's just like, it's hard to explain. It's definitely not it's not hair. Oh, it should be hair. But like, what I'm saying, it's like, when you try to use like hairspray and stuff like that, it's really hard to keep it stiff, because it's like the material that to use. So yeah, you get what you pay for, and on average I spend like $30 on the wigs. Yeah, they're not cheap. This cosplay hobby thing is no good when it comes to money, but it's like, when you complete it and you show it off like a freaking anime convention, it's it's a really cool feeling. So what the hell do I want to talk about? Talk about work related. And usually, like when I do my vlogs, I write down a piece of paper like what I'm going to talk about and stuff, and then record myself, and then heavily edit it, and it just takes hours and hours. So it's just so hard to make these vlogs. But so I'm probably going to be rambling a lot. Hopefully I'll get used to doing this type of format, because I tend to repeat some things like numerous times. So I hope I don't do this too much. I mean, but what's the old saying goes, like, once you keep on doing it and doing it and stuff like that, you get used to it. And I think I should be fine like after like 4 weeks of doing it straight. I'm gonna try to do this like once a week. I don't know a specific date. Maybe Monday. I know it's Tuesday. I didn't get to stream yesterday, otherwise I would have done something like this yesterday. So I'm gonna try to do Monday. I think that would be a good date, because weekends or events happen on the weekends and stuff, so it's very easy to talk about what's going on at the past weekend, since it's fresh on top of my head. So I think Monday would be good day for me to do this. And on top of that too, people don't like Mondays because that's the start of the day of work and stuff like that. I don't mind Mondays at all. I guess I'm just so used to it. It's like Monday, that's usually the time I stream. So like when I come home and I wash up and all this stuff, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stream. So my Monday doesn't really suck that bad. So hopefully, for those that don't have a good Mondays, they could like watch my stuff on Monday. Just the will finds a way, episodes and stuff like that. I hope it'll make them, feel good about their Monday or something like that. So, but anyways, what the hell do I want to talk about? Yeah, so here's this dude at work, man, and the type of person I am at work. I am who I am. I'm just, when it comes to work, I show up, I do my thing, and do what I'm supposed to, treat everyone with respect, and then go home, and then I get paid very well at the end. It was just like, sometimes like in my mind, in a perfect mind, I wish, everyone's like that. But the thing is, it's like the reality is not everyone's going to be like that. Not everyone's going to be cooperative. Not everyone's going to work hard, so this is the obstacles that we all deal with in our everyday lives. And it's just like, so I'm, working jobs since I was 15 years old. So that's like 18 years of my life just working. And so I dealt with like, so many different characters in my life. So I'm just so used to it. So it's just like with me, like, I don't let that deter me from doing what I do at work. I just freaking work, and, as long as I do what I'm supposed to, it's just like no one can say anything. But of course people love to talk drunk, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's something that, you can't get around. You know, humans have emotions, and not every emotion that you can agree with. You know what I'm saying? There's this one guy. He's like a service writer, and like the first impression is this. It was awkward from the get go. He came from like working Nissan stuff like that, and he do service writer, and like not even like introduce himself like, you know, hi, my name is, you know, stuff like that. You know, I was like doing my usual routine, and I was checking in the truck, and what I do is like, you know, there's like SPO cars, like, you know, the service writers that order like special order parts, and I would give them slips to let them know the part's here, so that way they could contact the customers to bring them in, saying, hey, your part's here, you know, bring your vehicle in so we can take care of you and stuff like that. So, you know, so I do my usual routine, you know, see the service writers, and I see this, you know, new guy. His name is Brian, and you know, I look at him, but he didn't like, you know, yeah, had like eye contact with me, and I was just like doing my thing, and I'm just like, you know, I kind of like look at him a bit. I was just like, hopefully like he'll turn around and go like hi and stuff like that. But it looks like he was like talking to like other people, so I was like, I didn't want to like butt in and interrupt, so I was just like, all right, you know, I'll just continue on with my usual routine. And then as I walk away, he's like, hey, and I stop. I look behind me, and he's like, are you Will? And then I was like, yeah. And then he's just like, you know, you cosplay, right? And then I was just like, yeah. And he just looked at me, and I was waiting for the moment, like, you know, are you gonna, you know, like, where's this subject like leading to? You know, is this like, are you gonna talk? Is he gonna say he cosplays too, or, you know, has he seen me before at anime conventions? I was waiting for him to respond, so I said, yeah. He just awkwardly just stare at me, and I just awkwardly stare at him back, and I'm just like, all right, good talk. And I just turned around and I walked away. That was the conversation. That was very weird. And then when I came back to the parts department, I look at my, you know, my peers. I'm like, dude, man, I just met this new guy. And I just basically like just told him everything, and then they're just like, you know, really? You know, they're just like laughing. I was just like, oh boy, you know, it's like, looks like we have a handful. And there's like a million questions in my mind. I was just like, you know, like, how does he know like I cosplay from the get go? Like, you know, because it seems like, you know, he never seen me do my thing. So it's like, you know, I'm pretty sure someone talked about me, you know, or, you know, the service writers gave a rundown of who's who and stuff like that. It's like, you know, oh, we had this guy named Will, he cosplays. I don't know how they talk about me. It's just kind of weird how that's how they describe me, you know, but I mean, normally you'd probably just say like, you know, hey, you know, we got a guy Will, like he works in the parts department or stuff like that, and then that's it. But, you know, is this weird how they just like add on like, you know, what I do in my personal life? So it's kind of weird, you know. I'm not too bothered by it, but it's just so weird how they classify people. I know, like, you know, car dealerships, man, you know, people just love to talk junk, so I wouldn't be surprised if like they're probably, you know, I guess make fun of me in a way, which I personally don't care. You know, I'm a grown ass man. I'm 33 years old. You know, people just talk junk behind my back. You know, I just, you know, ignore it. You know, it's just, I've been through so much bullshit in my life. You know, it's like me trying to, you know, confront them because they talk junk about me for whatever reason. You know, it's just not worth it. You know. And just freaking ignore and just do my thing, you know. I just can't let people's words, you know, deter me from doing what I love to do. You know, it's just work, you know, get paid very well, and then move on with my life, you know. So, you know, I see him a couple times, and like, he didn't bring up the subject, so I was just like, man, that was such a awkward, like, you know, introduction, you know. But then, like, maybe after a week, you know, he brought it up again, you know, and then he's like, yo, you're a gamer too? And I was just like, yeah, you know, and, you know, he started, like, you know, naming these games, and, like, you know, do you play Ark? And I was like, I don't even know what the hell Ark is. And I'm like, I just told him straight up, like, I mainly play for fighting games, you know. So, oh, you know, and he named, like, some random games, and I think they're, like, action-based games, and, you know, I mean, I do enjoy games, but it's just like, you know, everyone knows, like, I'm always about fighting games. You know, sometimes I play strategy role-playing games here and there, some role-playing games. I play Team Fortress and Overwatch and Hearthstone and Magic, just but mainly fighting games. So when he's talking about Ark, he's talking about all these other games. I'm just like, I don't know those games. And he just looked at me and he's like, but you're a gamer? And I was just like, yeah, but I don't play every single freaking game out there, And then again, we have that awkward silence. He just stares at me and I stare at him back, and I'm just like, all right, good talk again. And they just walk away. I was just like, man, I don't know what's up with this guy. But it's apparent that people are talking about me in the service department or whatever. I mean, now he's fully aware that I game and I cosplay. I don't see the big deal of it, but whatever, So I was hoping we would have more conversations if we have similar interests, but I don't know. It's just like every time we talk, it's just like it ends at the awkward moment at the end. So I'm just like, yeah. But anyways, just going on like how he works and stuff, and it's just like he'd be talking about like how he is in Nissan stuff and saying like he's the #1 service writer and stuff, and I hear that a lot too. And oftentimes when people say they're their #1 service writers, it's not always true, because if you're a #1 service writer, they would do what they can to take care of you and to make you stay in their company. You can't just be #1 here and say, oh, I'm gonna go to this place. I have no clue what this dealership is, so I'm just gonna go there. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. So talk about he's the #1, and and since he left there, like thousands of people, thousands of his clients are not gonna go there because he's not there and stuff like that. And off the bat, this doesn't sound legitimate, and I'm not gonna try to accuse people of lying. So I just like off the bat, I just feel like okay, this seems a bit exaggerated. So whatever, the truth comes out after a month or so of working with somebody. So it's just like we're about to see, So it seems like when he talks, he kind of sounds like he knows what he's doing. I don't know. I'm just like kind of like I try to keep my opinions to myself, but off the bat I was just like, man, this guy seems like he's just trying to get by, and he's here for a paycheck and just leave, That's like my first impression. I just didn't say that to anybody, but it turns like after like work with him for months, that's how he is, I mean, it's just like all this talk about being #1. It seems like he's trying to do as much minimal work as he can, but trying to get paid as much. That's supposedly the dream of like a lot of people that they want to do. Do less work and get paid more, but the reality is like if you want to get the freaking bag, you want to get the bread, you gotta bust your ass for it. You know what I'm saying? As I say, no handouts, no shortcuts. Just pure hard work. That's how I did it. It's like when I changed my life in 2014, changed my mentality, changed everything. Here I am. I own a house by myself. I drive a nice freaking Lexus, I'm really appreciated at my life where I'm at right now. So, I mean, but this is all hard work, no shortcuts or anything, man. It's just like all I did is change my mentality, how I think, have a positive mindset, and then just let my work ethic take over, But with this guy, like, off the bat, it's like, it's almost like the complete opposite. And my parts manager, like sometimes like he helps out service and he likes to talk to the advisors and stuff, and like he would approach to Brian, some suggestions they can do, but the first thing he said was like, oh, that's not my job, and that triggered my parts manager a bit, because I mean, I wouldn't say he's hot-headed, but it's just like there's some things that will trigger him, and you could just tell from his face, like he gets like all freaking red and bottled up, and the reason why like it triggered him is because my parts manager, like he's a hard-working guy, it's just like he helps like everyone bugs him for everything, and that's the problem with like us people, like that's very versatile and knows like a lot of things, because like if you are like very knowledgeable, have a lot of experience, people are going to bug you even outside the department. So they're just like bugging my parts manager for this and that, and like he would do it just because he's a team player. And when Randy like approached to Brian, you know, giving suggestions of trying to help out the service department and stuff like that. And when he told him it's not my job, oh man, you know, it's just like, you know, Randy came back to the apartment. I was just like, man, you look pissed off. What happened? You know, and he told me everything, and I was just like, oh man, that's some fucked up shit, you know. So that definitely rubbed him the wrong way. So, but during the time of working with Brian, the way that he talks to the technicians, you know, he's always like, you know, freaking like, you know, belittle them, you know, and when I hear the stuff that he be saying, like he's like, you know, laughing and joking with the technicians, like, you know, you better hurry up and do this work, you know, it's just like trying to rush him, you know. He's like, this is a waiter work, but like, you know, he has like so much freaking like, you know, jobs that the customer wants, but you know, you can't expect to have, you know, that overrides doing like, you know, oil change of another customer and stuff like that, you know. It's just like they do it like in chronological order, you know. It's like nothing gets a priority. But you know, the fact that, you know, they're working with another vehicle, that vehicle, and then you have Brian just approaching the freaking like, you know, technicians. It's like, you know, you better hurry up and do this work. You know, he just rubs people the wrong way the way he talks, you know. And that gets me upset because my father, he works in a different dealership, and he's been working at a dealership for over 30 years as a technician. And like, you know, when I used to live with him, like he always like tell me the stories of how he's treated and stuff like that. You know, he gets treated like a dog sometimes. But you know, but he gets through with it, you know, because he has 6 kids to raise, you know, and that's his mentality. All I can do is just like, you know, try to support 6 kids, you know, and then you got people just take advantage of him. It's just like, you know, try to make him do more work, but then don't pay him, you know, the labor that he should get, you know. And it's just like, you know, I feel bad for my father, and just to see Brian the way he treats, you know, the technicians, you know, just like it makes me mad, because, you know, I definitely feel for him, you know. And so it's just like, you know, it creates like a hostile environment, and the old saying goes like, you know, you treat others like you be treated. So it's just like, you know, so when he gets these demands and stuff like that, you know, it's just like, you know, they put in the back burner. They worry about what other service writers have, you know, just because like, you know, he's not treating them with respect. But it just doesn't stop him from freaking yelling, and he loves to throw people under the bus. So any moment that you give him an opportunity to get thrown under a bus, like, he will do it. You know, there's times like I feel like he's frustrated with me because he's trying to find like any small thing that he can to blame the parts department, but he just can't, because, you know, I'm very accurate and I'm very articulate on my work. So it's just like, you know, and I'm fast and I'm efficient. So it's just like, you know, I've dealt with service writers that get really upset with me because I don't really make much mistakes. It's like, damn it. You know, it's just like, you know, why can't you make mistakes like the other guy? You know, it's just like, I don't know what to say to the customer now, you know. I'm just like, well, why don't you just tell them the truth, you know. It's just so weird, like, how people's mentalities are, you know. And then there's times like Brian like will always like beg me to do a discount here and there and stuff like that, you know. It's just like, you know, changing the battery of the key fob, for example. Usually we charge like $8, and I would do it, you know. I have no problems of changing the key fobs and stuff like that. Typically you ask the technician, they would ask for freaking labor for just to change a stupid battery on a key fob. So they just do it over the counter on parts, and then, you know, either, you know, one of the parts guys would take care of it. The freaking you know, I would change it, and he's just like, you know, well, this is a really good customer, you know, you can charge $8, dude. You can buy those batteries a couple bucks, you know, at Walmart. And I was like, then go freaking buy it at Walmart, you know. So you're wasting my time to change the freaking key fob and stuff like that. You know, I charge, you know, the normal price, which is $8. He keeps like, come on, man, come on, you know. It's just like, and I'm just like, you know, fine, you know, I'll take a couple bucks off. But then, you know, when I approached the customer, it's like, wow, you know, it was very quick. You know, it's like, I never have anyone, you know, change my battery so quick on my key fob before. And I'm just like, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. Well, I wouldn't say a long time, but, you know, 3 years. It's not a big deal. But, you know, see, it's just like the service I give, but then he wants a discount. It's just like, you know, come on, dude, really? But that's not the first time, like, you know, he asks for a discount. There's other times he's just like, oh, this is, you know, someone works in the military. Oh, this is the elderly giving discount, this and that. And I'm just like, dude, you know, I just can't give discounts like so much, because it's like, you know, the way I get paid commission is based off of gross profit, not the total invoice or whatever, you know. It's just like, so it's like when I take a discount off, it's like, you know, it takes money off my paycheck, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why do I have to suffer, you know, just so you can make people happy? You know, it's just like, this doesn't make any sense. You know, it's just like, you don't want, you know, like, no one out there would like freaking do work for free. So why should I, you know what I'm saying? So, but then there's this like one time, and this was like kind of like the the last straw. Freaking he was on the phone, put me on speaker, right? And I put it on speaker too. I usually put people on speaker anyways because I multitask, and when I'm doing stuff working on the computer, I was like, crap, you know, so I put him on speaker. So he was like, excuse me. So he was just like, you know, hey, I got a tire size, and I'm just like, all right, what's the tire size? And then, you know, he said the tire size. I distinctly remember this for some reason. He's like 235, 65, 17. And then I would hear him in the background to the customer, because we're both on speaker. He's just like, he was like whispering to the customer, and I could hear it. You know, he says like, you know, he sounds kind of weird because he's Asian. So, you know, I didn't bring it up. I just like did my work, and looked up, and I was just like, yeah, you know, we got Kuma crew guns for $139.99 each. He's like, no, I need Pacific ones, you know. And in the back of my mind, I was just like, why did you say it from the get-go? Like, why you make me go through all these steps, you know, if you want a Pacific, you know, tire? But you want a Pacific tire because he's like, you know, you can price match, do you? You know, can you? And then I said, no. He's like, yeah, you can. And I'm just like, no. You know, because the reason why I kept saying no, because, you know, is what he said about me, you know, about me sounding weird because I'm Asian. So I said no. And he's like, yeah, you can, Will. You know, it's just like, you know, through the system, I know through Nissan, you can my price match. And then I was like, no. So he's like, oh, I'm going to make you price match. I was just like, I'd like to see you try. You know, so. And then towards the end, before we hung up, I was just like, hey, did I just see you say that customer that I sound weird because I'm Asian? And he's like, yeah, I did. And I was just like, you know, all right, I'll remember that, Brian. And he's just like, you know, yeah, of course you will. You always remember everything. And I'm like, all right. You know, it's just like, just remember, you ain't gonna get any more favors from me. It's like, well, except this price match that you're gonna do. And I was just like, no. And then he's just like, you know, okay. So, like, you know, afterwards, like, you know, he approached up to me, and, you know, you walk into the department and stuff like that. But then when he approached to me, he didn't use that same energy he had in front of that customer. He's, you know, trying to freaking talk junk about me and stuff like that. But he's trying to be all buddy all of a sudden. It's like, oh, you know, it's just like, he's like, well, man, you know, I'm trying to help out this customer. You know, she had like her receipts with the price match, and you said no, you know, and I'm just like, well, we can price match, but it has to be like literally like apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Like, it has to match the SKU, and it has to be like a specific, you know, vendor that we can price match. So yeah, it's from Sam's Club and stuff like that. Technically, Sam's Club doesn't count. You know, we could price match something from like Firestone, or, you know, who else? I'm trying to think. I think we could price match Walmart, if I'm mistaken. I mean, it's just, I think it's big box stores. So, I mean, Sam's Club has to be, it wasn't within the perimeter, because it has to be near close to the dealership for us to price match. And then he was just like, you know, but he's just like, yeah, you know. So I was just like, you know, hey, you give me the proper documentation, I'll price match it. So he's just like, all right, cool, you know. So, you know, afterwards, you know, throughout the, you know, we're, you know, doing our thing and stuff like that, and towards later today, he's like, hey, I got the paperwork. And then, you know, I look at the receipt, you know, it says the Sam's Club receipt, and I look at the SKU, it's like a Pacific SKU for Sam's Club. And I look, I was just like, this ain't gonna work. And I look, I was just like, I look at it, I was just like, this is a Sam's Club SKU. It doesn't have like the part number, nothing. All I have is like a Sam's Club SKU. It says 235/65/17, and then it says like a price of like 105. And I was like, this tire could be anything. It's just like, how would I know it's this the Kuma Solus with the Pacific tire that you wanted? And I was just like, can you tell me it's Kuma Solus? It's like, oh, I don't know. I was just like, I could have price matched. Like, can you do anything? I'm like, no. And he was like, yeah, just like that. I was like, yeah, just like that. I can do anything. I was like, okay. And since then, like, he doesn't really give me much sass though, but he is like, trying to, like, I noticed like his behavior afterwards. Like, it almost seems like, he's trying to find like, one small mistake for me and make it like a huge big deal. I'm just trying to take an example. Oh yeah, like building out oil changes and stuff like that. Sometimes like, the lube techs, they don't come to the parts department, to get, the oil filter, because they would have like a stack of oil filters near their bay. So there's no reason for them to get there. And usually I could have, I have access to look at the ROs. So, when I see like an oil change, to spell out the oil change. But sometimes, we will miss one here and there. So like when he calls, like the way he sounds, he's like, there's no oil filter or oil or anything built out. It's just like, like a simple, like, hey, can you build out oil change of this RO number? It's just like something simple like that. But, but the way he sounds, like trying to make a big deal. And it's just like, don't let that happen again. Or, he'll say stupid shit like that. And he'll just like, stuff happens, it's not a big deal. Call us up, we pick it up, and it's just like, bill out oil change for this RO. It's not a big deal. But like, I just noticed his behavior after a little scuffle. Yeah, it's just like, he's just trying to find like any small thing. But it's like most of the time, I just can't. He can't get one over me. But sometimes like, like my partner would make mistakes, but then when he makes mistakes, then he goes straight to me, and I was like, I didn't do this. And talk to this guy. So not to throw people under the bus, but it's like, if you're gonna try to, blame me for someone, that they messed up on, it's just like, I'll point you to the right direction. So it's just like, it's just so petty, it's just like this little attitude that he has. And in addition to him, like, belittling the technicians, belittling the porters and everybody else, I'm not the type of person to wish for someone to leave and stuff like that, because, we all got bills to pay and stuff like that, man. But it's just like, bro, it's like, we're here to work as a team, we're not here to freaking, belittle people. And people like to belittle people because they can't elevate themselves. So they have to bring everyone else down. That's the type of person he is. It's like he has this negative vibe. And it's just like, he's just in it just to get the paycheck and leave. And it's just like, since then, like, and then, every once in a while, like, he'll bring up like some video game conversations. And, then he asked me about like live streaming. I tell him, like, I've been streaming and stuff like that. I tell him like, just, it was like November at the time. That's when I finally got a Twitch affiliate. And so he was just like, oh man, like, how'd you get it? It's like, I had this account for years, but I haven't really taken streaming seriously until late 2018. But then, like, when I started streaming like Soul Calibur 6, I was getting like picking up some steam. And then, sure enough, I became an affiliate and stuff like that, but ultimately, because he was just like, how'd you do it? And I was just like, I just consistently, stream, produce decent, pretty good quality stream, and I give people a reason to watch me. That's it, and then everything just like falls into place. There's no shortcuts or anything like that. Just do the freaking work. And but more importantly, like, because he was just like saying like, oh, it'd be cool to have Ninja's numbers and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, of course, everyone in the world would love Ninja's numbers. but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. So it's like, you know, to me, my point of view, you know, my perspective, like I do this for fun. You know, that's the best way of doing it. You know, I enjoy playing video games, and I just happen to stream why I enjoy playing video games. You guys watch me enjoy playing the games I play, and that's it. And then I try to chop up these videos, and I just put up on my YouTube. That's it. And you know, I had my YouTube account before I had my Twitch account, so it's like, you know, I would be like recording and streaming at the same time. So it's just like, you know, why not stream? Why I record? Why I play? You know, it's just like do everything all at once. So, but my perspective, like, just do this for fun. So okay, so he's trying to do it, and then like now, like, you know, when I tell him like the prerequisites of being a Twitch affiliate, you know, you need at least 50 followers. You have to stream 3 to 7 days and stuff. You have to have at least 3 concurrent viewers or on average, and I think that's it. And you could be affiliate like after a couple weeks of keeping those numbers up. And so he's just like, you know, everyone follow me and stuff like that. So he's like going around the dealership and bug people to follow. And the thing is, like 90% of the people in the dealership probably don't even know what Twitch is. So it's just like, you know, he's bothering the wrong people. But of course he knows I have a Twitch account, and like he kept, you know, telling me, it's like, Will, follow me, and I said no. I was just like, you better earn that the privilege of me following you, bro. You know, it's just like, you know, this saying, you know, something stupid like that, you know. But the reality is, I just don't want to follow him because, like, I still won't forget, you know, the shit talk that he did in front of the customer. That's not cool, you know. It's like, you know, we joke around in person here and there, you know, like us employees and stuff like that. But you know, you just can't do that in front of a customer. You can't just belittle people in front of a customer just to make yourself look good. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really promote teamwork. It doesn't promote, like, you know, a good environment of the whole dealership. So, like, you know, I won't forget it, and he's not gonna get any favors from me anymore. So he just kept, well, just sign on the computer now. I was like, I ain't gonna sign on here because it's freaking, everything's all in the network and stuff like that. You know, it's just like, you know, the people in the IT and stuff like that will know my password. I can do that. But sign on your phone, no. You know, so he's just like, you know, so he's getting frustrated because I refuse, and I'm like one of the few people in the freaking dealership that has a Twitch account. And I said, like, no. So, like, the next day he's just like, so I just did my first day of streaming. I got like 100 people watching me. I was playing Ark. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know. And he's like, yeah, it'd be nice if you would follow me. Well, and I was just like, well, 1 follow is gonna get you to 50. I don't know how many followers you have. 7. Okay, yeah, you're not from the 50 threshold yet. So, you know, don't worry about me. Start, you know, worrying about doing your own thing. Worry about streaming. Worry about getting used to streaming. Putting out good quality and stuff like that. You know, it's like, don't worry about me trying to freaking, you know, follow you and shit like that. You know. He's just like, yeah, but, you know, every follower helps. And I was just like, yeah, but you gotta give people a reason to follow you. I'm not gonna follow you just to follow you, bro. So he's just like, you know, all right, whatever. But I had 100 viewers, and I'm just like, you know, you got 100 viewers, really? I was just like, you know, I couldn't believe it, you know, because it's like your first day of streaming, you have 100 viewers off the bat. I was just like, I know there's MMA fighters that are trying to do the Twitch thing. Like, what's his name? Sean O'Malley. Like, on average, he gets, like, you know, 50 concurrent viewers. And he's a UFC fighter, you know, and he's, like, a hot prospect. And, you know, other, like, MMA fighters are trying to follow suit. So you got these people are, like, on TV, get on average 50 concurrent. But this guy saying that his first day of streaming gets 100 viewers. I was just like, you know, I didn't believe it. But then when he showed me his account, he showed me the number in the bottom right. I was like, bro, that's 100 total views, man. I was like, that's like me saying, like, I see 64,000 total views on mine. I'm not going to say, yeah, 64,000 people watching me. You know, it's like the oldest trick in the book. People like to exaggerate numbers to make themselves look good. But technically they're not lying because, like, you know, I could say 64,000 people watching me, but that's not concurrent. right now I got like 3 concurrent people watching me. That's a realistic number, but you know, people just like to exaggerate the numbers just to make themselves look good and stuff like that. Because he's like, then he talk about, you know, auto rate or stuff like that, and I'm just like, you know, he's just like, yeah, you know, it's just like you can just you know, you can link my account and I can link yours. You have these 100 people watching you, and I was just like, bro, 100 total views. Those are concurrent, bro. You know, I had to explain to him like numerous times, like, you know, you get the numbers mixed up, you know. So it was a frustrating process, but like since then, like, you know, he always like kept bugging me like constantly. He's like, yo, freaking like following him, stuff like that, and I'm just like, you know, bro, no, you know. And then he's talking about his YouTube channel and stuff like that, and I'm just like, you know, from what I'm seeing, like, you know, I think he's doing all this just because like he kept asking me a million questions, and when I told him, like, you know, I've been streaming, I'm a Twitch affiliate, I'm a YouTube partner, I have over 1 million total views on my YouTube account, and it's real. You can look at youtube.com/force of the will. I have over 1 million total views. You know, I make money, you know, off my YouTube account because I'm a partner. You know, now I make money on Twitch, which I'm really appreciative. And it's just like, you know, and since, you know, I've been telling him all this stuff, like, I think that, like, you'll motivate him to do the same thing. But he's taking it the wrong way. Like, he's focusing on the numbers a lot. And that's the one thing you can't do, like, when you're trying to stream or you're trying to, you know, try to be YouTube famous, I guess. Or trying to have a Facebook page or stuff like that, you know, if you Instagram page, you know, all the social media stuff, like if you just keep focusing on the numbers, you know, it's gonna eat you alive. It's not gonna meet up your expectations, and you're gonna quit like a lot, you know, sooner than you think. But if you're just doing this for fun, you're doing this for the enjoyment of it, it's gonna be good in the long run, and I can guarantee you that. You know, it's just like when I did a YouTube thing, like, I mean, I started YouTube when YouTube started, because like before, like, you know, YouTube started, like, I've been putting up videos on my website, and it sucks because it takes bandwidth. And then when I heard about this YouTube thing in 2005, I was just like, oh, hell yeah, you know, I could put videos up on another website. It doesn't cost me a thing. That's great, you know. And YouTube in the beginning is like, you know, the maximum file was 100 megabytes and stuff like that. And, you know, before, like, I mastered the art of compressing videos, and I put like 30-minute videos in a 100 megabyte file, which is really hard to do. You know, those are some good times, you know. So we, you know, the video making like community, you know, we're trying to find ways to get, you know, take advantage of YouTube. But anyways, but from the get-go, you know, I just do it for fun, and I just happened to be a partner in 2007. And then I've been making money every month on my YouTube account, which is really cool, you know. So me telling him all this stuff, like, he just got him like, you know, going. It's just like, yo, oh, you know, I made one video, you know, and I was like, well, I made over 1,000 videos, bro, you know. So I was just like, you know, just keep it up and just do it for fun. And I don't think he's been like keeping up with it because, like, you know, it just doesn't meet up his expectations. Everything I've said about, you know, looking at numbers, and then, you know, you're gonna quit sooner than you think, like, you know, it's true. Because he hasn't been doing much of it. The only thing he's just been doing is just busting my balls because, like, I don't follow him and shit like that, you know. But so anyways, like, you know, was it a couple weeks ago? Like last week. He basically, like, you know, turned in his resignation letter and stuff like that. And yeah, I knew something was up because the day that I knew that he was gonna quit, like, you know, he acted very irregular. Like, he was like telling me to hurry up and build this and build that and stuff like that, and fix this and fix that. And usually, like, that's normal for end of month if you ever work in the car business. But it's like, you know, it just doesn't seem right. And he always, like, he, you know, make sure it's just like, you know, okay, this is my brother's car. Make sure it's like, you know, right discount, stuff like that. You're like, yeah, you know. So, but, you know, I had this weird vibe, like, you know, it's like this, for some reason, this is not like a typical end of month thing, end of month crunch time we all deal with. I'm just like, you know, I just feel like he's gonna quit, you know. Sure enough, I heard from one of the porters, it's like, guys, guess what? This is Brian's last day, and he sarcastically is just like, don't be sad, guys, and I'm just like, kind of like, I'm not the type of person who goes like, yeah, he finally left and stuff like that, because the one thing about dealing with a bunch of people is just like, you have to worry about who's going to be the replacement, because you never know if the replacement is going to be just as worse as him or even worse. So it's just one of those things that's like, to deal with humans in a work environment, you just have to be cooperative with the people that you got as best as you can. That's just what it is. And I'm just, now we have to wait for the replacements, and hopefully they don't are not as bad as Brian, you know what I'm saying? So he approached us, and I guess he makes his rounds and shaking everyone's hands. It's like, it's been a pleasure and stuff like that. And I just kept it short and sweet. I just said good luck, and that was it. And then he was talking to my parts manager Randy, and then he handed him his resignation letter. He's like, well, I made a copy for JC and the general manager, so I made you a copy. So I got him a copy and stuff like that, and I overhear his conversation and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, man, I'm supporting 5 kids and stuff like that, and he's younger than me, by the way. So apparently he has 5 kids and all stuff, and it's just like he's saying like, man, it's just like I sell the most, but I'm not getting enough and stuff like that, and I just kind of like rolling my eyes and just like, it's just like whatever, It's just like the way that he works is like as minimum as possible. Like, anything he does extra, like, he'll refuse to do. And it's just like, he'll just say like, well, I work commission, so I don't have to do it. It's like, if I get paid hourly, it's one thing, but I get paid commission, so I'm not gonna do extra work, But he claims like, he outsells everybody else, but it's just like, the thing is with service, service, like, I don't envy their job at all, because the one thing that you deal with is customer service. That's the number one thing. You're going to deal with people screaming and yelling because their car's not fixed in a timely manner. They need their car back as soon as possible so they can work, so they can take care of their kids and all that stuff. So you're going to deal with those type of customers. Then they're going to have like, repairs that's going to be beyond their budget, and it's going to be thousands of dollars, and you're going to deal with, those type of customers. So, I don't envy them at all. But there's like, certain things as service writers, they can, that they have it. It's very like brain dead easy. Like, there's, 5,000, 15,000 mile service, 30,000, 45, and 60, and 90. Is this very easy to sell? They bring up their car, they do their checkups and stuff like that. It's like, oh, look, you're almost at 45,000. Would you like a 45,000 service, What does entail, oil change, and you change your air filter, cabin filter, coolant flush, brake flush, a fuel induction service, and something else. You say yes or no, and then, you go through the paperwork. Is like, we go through the tires, like, oh, it's almost bald, would you like new tires? Could check out the brakes and stuff like that. There's a lot of like, easy procedures that they do, but it's just like, but for him to say like, oh, I'm the best seller, this and that, it's just like, there's nothing that he did that impressed me. It's just like, he just pretty much followed the protocol. Oh, look, you're almost at 60K, would you like a 60K service? Oh, air filter's dirty, would you like to change your air filter? Stuff like that. But the only thing that he did that was a bit impressive was like, someone had like a 2004 vehicle, and the car couldn't start and everything like that. So the technician looked at it, and he was recommending freaking front wiring harness and a main wiring harness and a couple other parts. I ended up being like $3,000 worth of parts, and he actually sold it, I think, and then he told me like how he sold it. He was just like, would you get a new vehicle? Would you rather buy a new vehicle and do monthly payments, or would you like to fix up this '04 vehicle and not worry about payments? So that actually sold it. And that's probably the one thing that he did well. The only problem was with that vehicle is like, I think the tech underestimated his selling ability, because I think he was trying to shoot high so the car could go away. And he said yes, and then a technician like came up to me. He's just like, I've never really done much about wiring harness before, and And I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Here's the parts, buddy. You know, good luck. And it turns out the repeat, you know, didn't fix the problem, so they need like a crankshaft position sensor, so the guy spent more money and stuff like that. And it became more of a headache than it should. But that was the only thing that stand out. Everything else was just like, you know, just typical procedures. And of course, there's warranty work. That's no brainer. You know, if the warranty, like, you know, covers it, then there's no like, you know, work to do. You know, it's just like, you know, hey, it's under warranty, would you like to get this repaired? Okay, get that shit repaired. So they say his goodbyes and stuff, and you know, I have an OCD of you know, like, you know, words and stuff like that. You know, it's just like, that's why like I hate social media sometimes, because it's like it takes me a while for me to write stuff on Twitter and all that, because I always like proofread my stuff like a bajillion times to make sure it's perfect, so I can send it to you guys, so that way no one busts my balls of improper grammar and stuff on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. So when I saw that resignation letter, like I peeked at it, like, you know, over like my manager's shoulder, and then like the first thing I saw, because he printed from the email, and the subject says, "To whom is my concern? This is my resign letter." And oh my gosh, I was just like, you know, I had to look away, because I was just like, to whom is my concern? This is my resign letter. Like, first of all, it's there's no punctuation. That's what it is. To whom is my concern? This is my resign letter. And I'm going crazy just looking at the freaking top, or the subject. And then it's like, you know, and then I saw resign letter. So I was like, so you're resigning back to the company? I couldn't read any further. And then, you know, my freaking parts manager jokingly busts out the red pen, and I see him like circling this and that, and I kept peeking at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy just looking at it, because he didn't do much punctuation, he didn't do much capitalization. I was just like, man, it looked like a 5-year-old before he wrote that, and I'm just like, I couldn't read this. So yeah, man. So that's Brian, good old crying Brian. So he no longer works with us. You know, I wish him all the luck. But, you know, I really wish, you know, the way that he talks to people and stuff like that, I would change. I think it would definitely be a lot more, you know, non-hostile environment of the company and stuff like that. You know, we would, you know, you probably would get like a follow from me on Twitch or YouTube and stuff like that, you know. But I mean, he had to, you know, talk shit to me in front of a customer, you know. That's why I say no more, bro. So but yeah, man, you know, I wish him all luck. Apparently he's trying to apply for Land Rover or something like that. I don't know, you know, but good luck to him. But I really hope that he changes his mentality, you know, because with that mentality of freaking, you know, like it's not my job, or he's trying to do as much minimal work as he can, but then get paid a lot and stuff like that, you know, it's not going to fly in the car dealership. So I wish him all the luck. So I mean, that's all I gotta talk about. The will finds the way. Wow, freaking! I'm at like record streaming 59 minutes already. Damn, hopefully it's not, you know, I'm not like repeating myself a bunch of times. So, but yeah, I'm actually just gonna chop this video and just freaking put this up on tomorrow. I think he follows me on YouTube, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a rebuttal. But you know, hey, you know, I don't care. You know, it's like maybe I could give him a reason to make YouTube videos now, to respond to me. You know, so hey, you know, if I motivate him to make YouTube videos and stream and stuff, you know, hey, I'm doing my job. You know, I'm not doing this for the fame or fortune. I'm doing this for to motivate people. So if that's a way of him motivating, you know, himself to do this and try to respond back to me, then, you know, so be it. You know, I'm not mad. Maybe I'll respond back, then we go back and forth. You know, who knows? So, but that's if he still follows me on YouTube. So